Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. How are you all? Good to see a lot of you have joined before time. Thank you for that. So, how many of you were able to practice what we had done during the last session? Did you practice it over the week? Plus one, minus one. Hello, hello, hello. People on Zoom, can you hear me? Loud and clear. So, plus one, minus one. Were you able to practice what we did during the last session? Okay, good. Very few people have been practicing, looks like. Um, so I want to bring one point here. Please ensure that you do practice regularly because otherwise, this 3 months of efforts that you are putting to attend these sessions will not be of any help. Okay. You will start realizing after a few sessions that if you have not been practicing, then you will not be able to do anything about it. Every session, we are going one step above, which means the criticality or the complexity will keep increasing as we go to the next steps. So please invest some time in practicing. Attending theory sessions will not help you. It will only help if you practice, right? And this has been observed regularly now that a lot of people are not practicing, or at least you're not mentioning that you have been practicing. So please, please, please practice. Otherwise, 3 months will be full waste of time. Okay. Attending theory sessions and not practicing will be as good as not attending. Is this clear, everyone? Type out clear in the chat box. Okay. So, during the last session, we saw how do we create data types and how do we link them, right? So today, let's look at how do we create the front end, which can then be mapped to the database. Okay. So I have two options. I'll share both of it with you. You let me know like what do you want, right? Do you want to build a portal for college, which will uh, be used for, let's say, sharing assignments, chatting with each other, and so on and so forth? Or do you want to build a social media app like Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever it is? Which one do you want us to build over the course of this cohort? College or social media? Okay. Looks like we've got, yeah, clone of what? Kushabi. Social media. Okay. Looks like a lot of people want to build a social media clone. Okay. Everybody on YouTube says social media, and here we have a mixed opinion. Let's go ahead with social media then. um, which one? Shall we try LinkedIn then? We have started with the registration of LinkedIn, so should we continue with LinkedIn? Or do you prefer Twitter? Which one? LinkedIn, Twitter? Type in X or L. What do you want? What is new? New social media? Of course, we will build a new one, but it should be a clone of something, right? Just to understand how everything works. So most of you say X. Okay, let's go on with X then. I'll share my screen and we will first quickly create a data type and then map it to the front end. Are you all ready for this? Yeah. So one thing I would like to tell at the beginning itself is that when we are building social media applications, there are a lot of things that we will not be able to demonstrate, right? So as far as we can demonstrate with social media application, we will do that. And then we will slightly deviate from that and go on with some logic. Is that good, everyone? Good. Now, from today onwards, what I want all of you to do is just follow the instructions and build whatever we are building, right? So until now, I was telling you that take any project and try to clone that on the front end, make it responsive and so on and so forth. Okay. But from today onwards, just follow whatever we have been doing in the session. Okay. So that each of you can help each other wherever you are getting stuck. And of course, we will have our Q&A sessions where you can join and ask your questions to get support and resolve the issue. Okay. Let's get started. So I'm sharing my screen. Just give me a minute. What happened here? Who is sharing their screen? Okay. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Can you see this? Let's open x.com. I hope I'm logged in on this. Yeah. So some account I'm logged in. So what we have to understand is we have a left menu, right? And we have the center portion, which is meant for posting. And then we have the right side. Okay. We'll ignore the right side for now. Okay. And we'll slowly start building the left menu and the center part. Okay. So for that, I'm going to create a page called home, right? You can see here, x.com is the domain, right? And slash home is the page. Okay. So I'm going to create home as the page. So again, Bubble is improving day by day. They are adding a lot of things. So the last time we saw, we had to add new page here at the bottom or something. Now they've changed it to here. So you can click on this plus and then you can add a web page or web reusable element. Okay, we have not spoken about reusable element yet, so do not worry about it. They have mentioned it as web because Bubble is also coming up with mobile building capability, which means you can build mobile apps within Bubble and then launch it on app stores, right? Both iOS and Android stores. We will not be covering the mobile builder in this particular cohort, but we will look into the web, which is responsive enough so that you can open it in the mobile browser as well. So I click on web page. We will name this as home. Click on create. We'll have a blank canvas which will be opened. Yeah. Now, as we can see here, we have a left menu. What should be the left menu? What should be the element that I have to add for the left menu? Everyone? What should the element be for the left menu? Hare Krishna, thank you for that. Floating group, right? So I'll add that. And as we already know, we will make this as 200. Why 200? Just a choice, right? You can also change that to match whatever they have. Looks like until here, it probably will be 250, but this could be 200. Okay. So I'll just give a color to it at the moment and leave it there. Okay. And the color could be something like this. We'll come to that a bit later. Now I'll add a group on the right side. Right. Oh, firstly, we'll make this layout as a column. We've already seen what that does. And I'll call this as group main. Right. Now, because this is 200, what I'll do is group left will be 200. Okay. Why? We have already discussed. Okay. So I'll just open this up. So it expands to the entire page. And I'll also expand this one. So it expands to the entire page. Okay. Now, I'm going to add a padding of 20, 20, 20, and 20 so that whenever I add any element, it will not be sticking to the top corner. Okay, so it has some border. As we can see here after the line, we have some border added. Okay, now we are going to create this particular section on the front end first, and then the back end to capture that data. Okay, so again, I'm going to create a group which is meant for tweet creation. I know it's no more called a tweet, but let's go with that because it's easy to what's it, understand what we are talking about. Okay. Now, in this box, again, we have padding on the inside. So let me add that 20. Okay, and height we can make it as, let's say, 60. Okay, doesn't matter. Once we add the elements, it will get adjusted. So we have the profile image and then what's happening box. So for the profile image, I'll add image and this is current user's profile pic. Okay. And we can use this processed with IMJIX, which is image this thing and resize to fit the dimension by cropping. Okay, we can use this particular thing so it fits in well, and then make this, let it be rescale. Okay, let's bring this to keep element aspect ratio fixed 1:1 because this is a profile image. So generally will be 1:1. We'll make it as 45. Okay, we can see 45 is probably a bit too large. Let's make it as 35. Okay, this seems to be okay. Now, what should be added here for taking the user's post detail? What should be added? Hello, 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 everyone. What should be the element that we have to add to collect anything that the user types? Input. How many of you think it is the input? Type in me in the chat box. Meghna Suresh, wonderful. Shreyas, good. It should be multi-line input box because post can be not just one line, right? Input is meant for only single line thing. Okay. Whereas tweet that you're creating can be multi-line. Okay. So it should be a multi-line input box. And let's go to this particular group and make this as row. And we have to make this as the next one. Let's add some spacing between these two elements. So column of, let's say, 15. And we can expand this, right? So we can have a minimum of 240 or so, and then expand until the width is available. I'll make this as 50. Yeah. Now you see that we have border and all here. We don't need a border because you can see that this is just a plain thing. So I'll go over here and remove border. And what's happening? Okay. So let me quickly preview this. Password or username and password. This pop-up we saw during the last this thing. Let me quickly check what is this. Okay, U and P. Give it U and P. And you can see that we have this. Okay, now maybe I'm not logged in or I don't have a profile picture. So let me just quickly go and check that. Okay, I don't have a profile picture, so I'll update it from here. And then I'll let you know how do we update it from, I mean, how can you all update from your end? So updated my profile pic. Let me come back. Okay, I'm not logged in. So let me log in as that particular user onto the home page so that I can see the profile image and then what's happening. So over here we have this round profile image being shown, right? So to make it round, I think we already discussed about this. We have to make the roundness as 100. Okay. And once we do that, this becomes a round image. Now what's happening will be here. And post that we have this post button with a line and all the other options. So we will not go with this options for now. Okay. We will create only the post button. And for that, I'll add one more group. Within this particular parent group, not here. Okay. And we can make this as actions. We go here and get this to the bottom. So click on next, it will come below. Able to follow with me so far? Everyone? Yes, no, partially? Okay. So we have got this actions group, and here I'm going to add the button. Okay, it has come outside the group. So what I'll do is I'll just drag it and put it within the group. Okay, now it is within the group, and this is going to be post. Okay. And as we can see, it has curved edges. So we will go to the roundness and make it as 30. 20, 30, whatever. Okay. And by default, right, this should be grayish. And we want that to be on the right side. Now, over here, we can remove the top padding because the text and the image can come in the same level. So I'll remove this one, make it as 0. So the text and image comes in the same level. Okay. Now, we want to make this as a colored button whenever we type. Okay, so when we type, it should be a color. Can I change the dark mode? And where to do that? Okay, ignore it. Okay, so we need to make this as a colored button once there is something added over here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to the button and conditional, I'll put multi-line input what's happening, right? Value is not empty. Then search for color. Background color can be, let's say, blue. You can also on this to check how it would look like, right? And this is fine. Also, one more important thing is, as you can see, if there is nothing here, then you can't click on this particular button. So we will go back to this button, and by default, you should enable this, right? This element isn't clickable. Check this box, which means we cannot click it by default. But when this is not empty, then we can say this element isn't clickable and it should be unchecked, which means when this condition is true, okay, the background color changes and this element is clickable. Because isn't clickable is not checked, which means negative of it, which is clickable. Okay, now let's quickly check that on the preview mode. So this is not clickable and grayish color. I'll type something. This turns out to be blue. Okay. Now we are still not able to click this one because we have not added any workflow for it. Clear so far? Okay. We also have this line added over here. We can implement that logic by adding a top border. So we can go to define each borders independently for this one. So there are various ways, right? One, we can put the border to this one, or one, we can put the border to this one. Either way would work. But because they have the border only to this particular group over here, right? We can add the border to this box. Okay. So define each border independently. We'll go here, and top we don't need, so none. Right we don't need, so none. Bottom we need solid. Okay. And this is the radius. Okay, at the corners. This I'll make it as nothing because we need just a plain single line. I'll make this as none. Okay, let's quickly check if this is already working fine. Okay, so the only thing that we can see, yeah, it looks to be fine. Okay, just that we'll get this post on the inside so that it looks neat. So I'm going to remove the right padding of this particular multi-line box. I have to make it as 0. Okay, not just of that, but also for this particular group, we have to remove, or we have to add it for this one. Either way works. So that to this one. Is this looking neat? Okay, this also we can remove the, what to say, uh, padding, because the space between the image and this particular text seems to be too much, whereas here we don't have so much. I mean, it's all the detailing part of it. I just want to show you that, uh, show to you that you can consider every detail when you are working on it. Okay, so now if we see, the space would have reduced. Yeah. Are we good to create a database for linking this particular whatever we type onto the database, store it? Are we ready? Okay. So who wants to help me with data structuring? I want somebody from the audience to help me with that. You volunteer for it, or I'll choose somebody. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody who wants to volunteer? Don't worry if you don't understand, right? I am here to help you. I just want somebody who can try it out. Anybody who wants to try it? Why are you dropping off the call? Ajay Nayak, do you want to try it? Mansa madam, this is to notify that people are dropping off. So have a watch on that. Anyways, let's get started. Ayush wants to try. Ayush, you want to try? Okay, no worries. So what do we want here? We want a post to be created, right? So I'm going to create a new data type called post, and we need field. What field do we need here? Everyone, at least type in the chat box. Okay, so we can have a field called post text. Okay, which is a text field. Okay. Uh, Uploaded date would be a good one, but luckily for us in Bubble, whenever you create any data type, there are a few data types, data fields that are created by Bubble themselves. One is creator, right? So we will always know who has created the record. The second one is modified date. If the record gets modified, then we will know when was it last modified. Third one is created date. So we will always know when was a particular record created. And the fourth one is slug. We have not covered slug yet, so ignore it for now. Okay. So what we need is post as a data type and post text as a text field. Likes, dislikes, and all we will need, we will come to it. Okay. Let's go here. And when we click on post, what do we want to do? What should we do here? We have created assignment. Okay, we have student details, student assignments. Okay, so we have not seen how do we create a new record, correct? For users, when they register, we had signed the user up. Okay. But when we are talking about creating any other records, then we have to go to data and create a new thing, right? Whenever you want to create any new records in the database, you use create a new thing action. Then it'll ask you what is the new thing that you want to create, right? In this case, we want to create post. So select post, and then you can set what are the fields that you need, right? Post is the record that you're creating, but you also need to set the fields. So set another field. Okay, and then you can click on post text, and the post text data is coming from multi-line input, what's happening value. Okay, so let's quickly test posting, and I'll click on post. Unlock more on it. No, I don't want to. Right, so there is one box that came over here. So let me do it again. I'm going to delete this. So test posting. Click on post, and you see your post was sent. And if you click on view is when this is coming. We'll not do the view part now, but the box comes with a highlight saying your post has been posted. So let's get that done. Okay. And for that, we can use this alert box. Okay. Like we can add a alert box here, or ideally it should be down, and we can give that post was created. But let's quickly go to plugins, right? Go to add plugins, search for air alert, and you'll get this particular one. Okay. Click on install, right? Do not do any changes over here. That's completely fine. Come back to the workflow. And once this is done, search for air and you'll get these three options. Click on standard. And heading is heading or message, whatever you want, you can put one thing. So we'll remove the heading. This your process. Let's post it again. Testing. Your post was sent. So I'll do the same thing. Your post was sent. Okay. Now, by default, this will be top right. If you want to match what X does, we can get bottom center. So let me quickly try this. This is my first post. Click on post. Okay, you can see that it has come here. Let me just remove this debug mode equal to true. And then we can try it again. So this my second post. Click on post. You can see your post was sent. Is this clear, everyone? Are you following it so far? Is this not simple? How many of you are liking this journey of learning how to build such tools and portals? Type in me in the chat box. Are you enjoying this? Okay, let's quickly check on the app data for posts if the records are created. You can see this record is created, this record is created, right? And this was created at 321, this was created 322, and both of them were created by abc@red7.com. Okay. Now, one of the things if we notice that as soon as we testing free, click on post, the post will get created and this will be cleared. In our case, that is still there. So we will add that one as well. And again, we don't have to worry about it, right? So everything is available in Bubble. So search for clear. No. Go to elements action and then you have reset inputs. Okay. So let's try it again. So I'm going to refresh this page. This is my third post. Click on post, it gets cleared. Your post was sent. Easy, everyone? Will you all be able to try this? Okay, let's do one more thing and then I will allow you to try. Okay, because I see a lot of you are not doing practice. So today I want to give you some time to practice while we are in the session. Okay, so let's do one more thing and then we'll start doing the practice. Now we have been creating posts and that is getting saved in the database, right? But that is not being shown in the front end. Like, so whenever we create anything that will be shown over here, right? So that is not being shown for us. So let's quickly check how do we show it on the front end. What should we use for this? what should be the element that we have to use to display the posts? Which element should we use? Hello, hello, hello. Which element should we use for displaying the posts? Posts is what? Is it a single item? Is it a list of things? Hello, list of items. So what should be the element that we have to use? Group of items, okay. So what should we use? Tell me that. What should we use for displaying group of items or list of items? What is the element? Mini, thank you for that. Also, Abhilash, multi-line text. Abhilash looks, not pointing out, but please do practice, right? Not just Abhilash, everybody else. Okay, whoever have not responded. Kushal, thank you for that. It's repeating group. Okay, so let's add the repeating group here. And this type of content should be what? Type of content should be do a search for post, right? I'm not going to add any constraints for now. Click on close and that's it. I'll go to layout because this is too small of a width. So I'll remove this so that it expands for the entire region. Okay, and then the height can be just 50 to begin with and fit height to content. So based on the content, it will get adjusted. Now, one of the things that we can see is this button and this one is too close to each other, right? And if we go here, so we have a portion which says show 489 posts and so on and so forth. We will ignore that for now, and we can see this portion, right? So there is a border over here which comes from this start to this end, okay, and there is some space added between this button and this line. So let's quickly do that. That is over here. Okay, so we will add define each border independently, and we'll go to the bottom border and add solid. Okay, and we have 6b, 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 which is fine. Let's add some padding on the bottom. Let's say 12. Okay, which should be good enough. And now let's come back to this particular repeating group. Okay, so from this border, we need to have some spacing and all. So what I'll do is I'll add a group within the repeating group. Okay, please closely observe what I'm doing so that you can repeat it. I've added a group, or it has come out. I'll so drag and drop within the repeating group. Okay, once I do this, I'll rename this as each post. So repeating group is a list of posts. Group each post is of type post. Okay, so type of content will be post. Data source. Okay, closely observe because I've added the group within the repeating group. The data source can be current cells post. Okay, so every cell within the repeating group will hold one value of whatever is the list of items. So if it is list of emails, then it will be the first email, second email, third email, and so on and so forth. Okay. because it is list of posts, group each post will hold current cells post. Okay. Now we will add some padding within this group because we see that this group has some padding. So we will go to layout. We will add some padding of, let's say, 12, 12, 12 and 12. And we also have border cross, right? So we will add the border. And if we closely observe, I believe this is thinner and this is this thing. We will add same kind of border. That's fine. Background style border. Just give me 1 minute, sorry. Hmm. Okay, sorry. So we've added the border. Now let's quickly check how is it being shown on the front end. Okay, we can see that 3 boxes have come and it is not showing us any posts yet because we have not added the text element to display the post. So now I'm going to add the text element, insert dynamic data, parent groups post text. Okay, this is the post text. Let's quickly go here. Are we able to see the posts? We have to do one more thing, which is we have to add the image of the profile image of the person who is posting and their name. Okay, so let's do that. So we'll have to do some grouping here. Okay, you can see that the image is here and then this and this is one below the other. Just a minute again. Okay, so we have to do grouping. So I'll add the image over here. It's gone outside. I'll bring it inside and then we can make it as 30. Keep aspect ratio fixed. We'll go here. Dynamic image is parent groups posts creators profile pic. Okay, and then we have to make this as row. Okay, and this is the post text, but we also have to add who is the creator. So I'll add one more text, and this will be the parent group post creators name. Okay, now closely observe, this is coming one besides the other because we have made it as a row. Now what we have to do is we have to combine this together and make it as a group in a column container so that it comes one below the other. Okay, so this is the name. Full name. Okay. Now let's go to this group and add some space between these two things. So I'll go over here, add some column gap. And similarly, between these two, we can add some gap of 5. And this is bold. Okay. So we'll just make this as bold from. Yeah. Let's quickly check if this is matching. Okay, we also have to make it as round. So I'll go to roundness, make it as 100. One of the things that we can see is we have a line entirely. Okay, and each of this post is having just one line between. So I'll quickly go to this particular thing and add a border to this, which is right side border. Okay, solid, and we have some border there. And this particular group, we can remove the padding on the left side. Okay, so that it is sticking to this particular line. Okay, let's quickly check what's being shown. Okay, and we'll remove the borders on the left side for this particular group. Okay, it's just top. And or we can just, yeah, we'll add it at the top. And what? Let's check if this is looking fine. Is this good? The lines are slightly light in color, so we can just make this as 2B at 40% maybe. 30%. Likewise, this can also be. Oh, not added my name or name is not being shown. So let me quickly check if I've added the name for the user or not. Yeah, so name was not added. That's why it's not being shown. So let me go and quickly add the name. Okay. Is this clear, everyone? So what I firstly want you to do is go to this particular page. I'm sharing the link to you. I hope you all are logged in into the portal. Let me do one thing. Let me go to the register page where you can log in from, right? And once you log in, you can go to the home page. Okay. And if you are already logged in, page is loaded. Current user is logged in. Then you will be sent to the home page by default. Let me share you the link of this particular. Yeah, so I'm sharing the link of. Can you quickly go there and create your post? Create a post. Okay. And because we have not updated our names and the profile image, okay, it looks very empty. So I'm going to have a very quick fix. Go to home page. I'm going to add some dummy group for now, which will allow you to update your profile image and the thing. I'll call this as dummy for now. And and allow to upload the profile pic here. Enable the auto binding. Don't worry about this for now. Input. And should be user. This is name. Don't worry about the privacy rules that I'm setting and all. So you can your name, profile picture. So once you're logged in, okay, you should be able to see this particular thing here, right? The image and the name. If it is not there, please input your name and you can upload any profile image as well. Okay. And I'll put a condition here which will get hidden if your current user's name is not empty and current users. If you are not understanding what I'm doing, that's completely fine for me. Okay, this is just a temp setup that I'm doing. Okay, because I have updated now, this group will not be shown. So please ensure that you also update this. And I am seeing that only one person has created a post. Two people have created the post. So others, what are you doing? Three. Are you facing any issues? Why is it just three people have created the post? Not even three, it's two posts, two people. Are you facing any issues? Why can't you log in? What is that it is being shown? What is it showing when you try to log in? You have to use your email ID and your password, whatever you have set for this particular app. If you don't remember, just use the register thing, right? So I'll just add for that also. When you register, that will also send you to Asian homepage. But please do remember your email ID and password for this app because we will need that throughout this session that we are doing. Register link is also the same thing. You have to use the register side of it. Okay, on the right side you had login, on the left side you have register. So please do register from there. Just give me a minute. Can't you see this left side here? The register thing. Have I hidden this? No, this is Visible on page load, right? Sign the user up. Let me try it. I don't know what you people are facing. So this is the link that you have to go to. This username and password should be U and P. I told you last time. If the pop-up is opening, this should be U and P. Everyone. Okay, this pop-up, you should type in U and P. Once you type in U and P there, then put your email ID and password here. Is this clear, everyone? Please remember this. When that pop-up opens, you have to put U and P. U as the username and P as the password. Are you able to follow? Okay. So Akshay has updated with the image. Good. So come on, I'll give you 2 more minutes. Log in and create a post. And once you're done, please type in done in the chat box. Once you're done creating the post, please type out done in the chat box. So we've got a lot of you creating the post. Okay, let's go to the database once. And you can see that we've got about 29 posts added over here. But on the front end, we just have 4. Okay, and we've already seen why this happens when we saw the repeating group settings. So I'll go to the repeating group settings. I'll remove this particular thing. Okay. Min height is made as 56. I'll make it as 40. And then we can see all the posts being shown one after the other. Okay. So for those of you who have added the image, it will show. For those of you who have not added, it will not show. Is this clear, everyone? Okay. So we will slowly continue this further as and when we move ahead. But what I want you to do now is you can practice this. Okay. Whatever we have done today, right? Which is basically creating a group for creating a post. Okay. And then creating a data type, which is post, and a field called post text, right? And when we click on this particular button, which is post, okay, we are creating a new post. If you want, you can also add the alert. You can reset the relevant inputs. So please do this. And if anybody wants to share their screen and ask you questions, please do it. Yeah, I'll stop sharing. I want everybody to try this now. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box. So please practice whatever we have done today, okay, right now for the next 1 hour. And if you have any questions on the way, right, while you are trying it, please do ask that question. We can get this done in the 30 minutes, and the next 20 minutes, I'll check everybody if you have finished or not. So please start doing it. I hope all of you are doing it. Another 20 minutes. closely 20 more minutes. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. If any of you have finished it, please put it done in the chat box. 10 more minutes to go. If you're done, please type out done in the chat box. If you have any questions, type that and I'll answer them. So how many of you were able to finish this? Saket, I'll share the screen again and you can see which part are you confused with. Are you talking about this image or are you talking about this image? So here in the current user's profile picture, if you don't have profile picture available, then you have to add that in the, what to say, user data table. Okay. If you have not added image thing, you can ignore for now. You can just show the user's name and the post. Okay. The idea is for you all to understand how do we create. Let me hide this particular thing. Show this is empty or this is empty. Yeah. So the idea is for all of you to understand how do we create posts, right? From the front end, the data structure, and the repeating group where it is being shown, right? Are you all done or do you need a few more minutes? Okay, take 5 more minutes and wind up soon. So, are you all done? If you're done, please type out done in the chat box. We have only 14 more participants left out. Rest everybody already left. Okay, Likit, thank you for the confirmation. Do you want to share your screen and show like what you have done? Just to validate if what you have done is good enough or if you have to do anything else. Okay, I don't see him now. Others, anybody? Or if you have any questions, please ask the question so that I can clarify. No questions, nothing from your side. Okay, then let's wind up. Thank you everyone for joining in. We'll have the next session on Monday. Okay, thank you all. Have a nice weekend.